Welcome back to another little editing walkthrough. This one is not a concept photo, but I wanted to talk today about color, and mostly about the HSL sliders, which we've got here. If you're a newer photographer or new to editing, this might put you off a little bit. It might be a bit intimidating. So I just wanted to walk through the very basics of the HSL slider and what that can do to your image. So I've picked this image here just because we've got a few colors in it and it might be a little bit easier to walk through with examples. So basically we've got the H of the HSL is the hue. So that is the color itself. So got obviously red through the rainbow. I was going to say through the alphabet, through the rainbow. So red, orange, yellow, green, aqua blue, purple, magenta, saturation, and then luminance. Hue basically determines your base color and then whether you want to go either one click to the left or to the right. So for example, red, if you go this way, you're going to end up back at magenta. If you go this way, you're going to go down to orange. So on. If you go all the way left on your orange, you're going to go up to red. If you go all the way right, you're going to go down to yellow. And when you get down to magenta, you're back basically at red. If we go 100% to the right on magenta, we're going to end back at red. Saturation is a bit more straightforward. You've got your global saturation slider here. So that affects the whole color and how saturated those colors are. So if you want to just drop an individual color, so you can see at the back there, if we drop red, that red beach hut has got mostly red in it. Looks like it's got some magenta as well. So if we drop that, that's completely desaturated. Really straightforward. This is the most straightforward slider. And then luminance is basically how close to black or white the color will be. So I'm going to show you an example of this in practice. We've got this beach hut here. This beach hut was more green in person, but due to the white balance that we've got, it's kind of showing up as more teal. So that is going to be our aqua slider. So for example, if I wanted to make this beach hut more green or blue, I would go left to go up, right to go down. So for an example, let's make it more green. So let's push that to green. And we also have some blue in the beach hut as well. And if you want to see if there's a color on something, just desaturate it and you'll see it's a lot more obvious what's going on. So if you make our blues a little bit more teal, then this is going to look more green overall. If we then want to just desaturate the beach hut, I'm going to drop the aqua. You can still see there's some blue there as well. So that's obviously going to grab the sky because the sky is blue. And then if we want to make this color closer to black, we will drag that to the left. If we want to make it closer to white, we'll go all the way to the right, but it's never going to be true white. But if you've got like neon lights and you want to make them, say for like a distracting red neon light, and you desaturate it and then pull this all the way up to white, it will make that glow white. So I'll just show you again with another example here because we've got lots of colors going on. We pick this hut here, it's kind of a lilac. If we want to see that's going to show up at, is you'd think it'd be magenta or purple. I believe it's probably going to be purple. Yep, so you can see there it's desaturated that. Magenta's not really making a difference there. It's kind of grabbing the back of the red hut. So if we want to make the lilac hut more pink, we're going to go more towards magenta. So we're going to go to the right, which gets down, and then we're going to increase the saturation. And then maybe we just want to make it a little bit brighter. So we're going to pop that up there. Luminance is similar to your highlight setting. So the further you go to the right, the more highlights will be present in your image. So it can look quite bad if you have it too high. If you have it too low, it might look a little bit too gloomy. So saying that we now want to make this beach hut more purple, we are going to just go the other way. So well, actually blue would be the other way. Purple would be dead in the middle and then just increase the saturation, maybe pull down the luminance. If we now want to make it blue, we will go to blue. We can probably leave it about there and then pop the blue up. And then if we want to adjust that way. So say we want to make this blue, green. Be careful if it's grabbing the sky. So let's go blue, green. And then maybe we want this yellow one to be orange. I'm going to grab our yellow, go to the left. It might start messing up other things because, you know, shadows can be affected by other colors. So what do we grab? Orange. We grab the yellow to orange. Going to pop the yellow up, and then we can probably drag it down a bit. It's never going to be perfectly orange because it's kind of a weird shade of yellow that's affected by orange and yellow. But for example, yeah, if you want to manipulate the image, we show you before, you know, we've totally changed the color of those hearts. It doesn't look very good because of this. You know, you need to do some finer tuning there if you wanted it to look cleaner. But yeah, say you've got some colors that you don't quite like in your image and you just want to, I don't know, maybe you just want this to be more of a blue and yellow image, then I'd probably strip down the aqua, make it look a bit darker. Like we really want to highlight the pink and the yellow, or the purple and the yellow. Then there's a lot we can do to manipulate that. So hopefully that's been some help. Let me know if you learned anything from this one. I'll probably do another video on color, talking more about vibrance and saturation, and then maybe one more about split toning, because I know this can throw a lot of people off, but I really enjoy split toning. I think when you start editing, it's easy to be really heavy-handed with these. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes to just do lighter touches, and you know, you don't have to completely make the image one color or not. But yeah, let me know if that helped.